Hello and welcome to Flight Club Drone News. I don't know if you remember, but back in April, 3D Robotics announced that they were launching a brand new drone called the 3DR's Solo. Yes, of course you remember. On paper, it looked like a genuine competitor to DJI's Phantom series, so we obviously got very excited indeed. Well, if you live in the United States, it is already available to you, you lucky Yanks, yeah? But for us around the globe, the wait is almost over. Launch dates should be this month. So what a perfect opportunity to take a bit more of an in-depth look at what we can expect from this little drone. Well, first of all, we love how this looks. It's got sort of a serious side, a suggestion that it isn't to be messed with. But the thing is, the two powerful computers, one in the controller and one in the drone itself, make the thing so easy to fly that even a monkey can do it, according to their launch film. They also allow the drone to do things like this. 3D Robotics have dubbed it cable cam, and it essentially flies the drone along a virtual cable so you can concentrate on the filming, moving the camera about, doing whatever you want. There's also an orbit function that allows you to do the same thing and can also lock the camera onto your location. And making this the ultimate in hovering narcissism, there is even a selfie button. 3D Robotics have worked closely with GoPro too, so that you have full access to the camera controls, including the frame rate, which is a really welcome feature. And if things are getting just a little too intense, you can just bring the whole thing home, or get a monkey to do it for you. It's easy to see why 3D Robotics have called it the first ever smart drone. I mean, it really is teeming with features, and we can't wait to get hold of one ourselves. But there is one little thing. GoPro announced recently that they too are planning on launching their very own drone. So what will 3DR do? DJI have already gone down the route of producing their own cameras, effectively nullifying the need for a GoPro on pretty much all of their drones. So will 3D Robotics do the same thing? Who knows? All we do know is that the Solo is going to cost you $1,000, an additional $400 for the gimbal. And do you really want to have to spend an additional few hundred more for a new camera? Probably not. And now for something a little more unusual. Parrot are seen as the fun-loving, playful drone company. Even their flagship Bebop drone, which could still shoot great footage, was always seen as less of a useful production tool and more of a holidaying type drone that you'd take to the beach with your beach ball. And it seems that the company are keen to show off their playful side. Take a look at these. They call them mini drones, and there is a whole bunch of them being launched. This one, Airborne Night, is perhaps the most familiar when it comes to drones, with a downward facing camera and a few lights. Then there's this one, the Airborne Cargo, that lets you stick a Lego man on the top. But things get really odd with Jumping Night and Jumping Race, which aren't really drones at all, but rolling things that you can talk to and make jump. But then there's this, a drone attached to a hydrofoil. It's clear that these things are toys, of course they are. The company have even given them names so kids can go out and collect them. But it's intriguing after the launch of the Parrot Bebop, which was seen as a move into the more serious drone market, that the company still want to be perceived as this playful, fun-loving drone producer. But we think it's great. What better way to teach your kids how to control drones properly than with something that costs less than $200? It beats smashing a $1,000 drone in a tree. We'll be going along to the launch event on the 2nd of July to find out more, straight from the horse's mouth. Or parrot's mouth, whatever. It's now time for some quickfire drone news. 3DR's Chris Anderson is on a mission to end mass jackassery, suggesting controller apps should display maps with traffic light colour-coded zones so users know where it's okay to fly, like airports. Don't fly near airports. DJI have been working with Epson on their Maverio glasses project to potentially bring the tech into the drone world. These are the glasses. And when you think about it, that's a really brilliant idea. It means that you could have them on, have a little heads-up display, and never take your eye off the drone. We like the idea, be interesting to see what happens. In more DJI news, there has been a DJI firmware release for the Phantom 3 that has anti-distortion feature for images and non-4K videos, and it's also fixed one or two bug issues. If you have a Phantom 3, make sure you get it. And finally, the organisers of UAE's Drones for Good Award are now accepting entries for the second event in the contest's history. Entrants will need to be able to demonstrate a working prototype of a drone which does something fantastically useful. So, if you've got an idea for a drone project and you fancy getting your hands on $1 million, enter here. There. That's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching, and please follow us on Twitter at @the_Flight Club and send us any stories that you've got that are drone related. We would love to hear from you. You can also comment below. Please do that. Let us know if there's anything that we can do to make this show better. We love any feedback, good and bad. Believe you me. So, next week, there won't be a show. I'm sorry, I'm not around, but there will be the week after, and we will cover 2 weeks worth of drone news. I promise you that. So until then, goodbye.